Welcome to the off-season of Season 1 for the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. After a very disappointing end to Season 1, we head in towards the off-season where a lot of things are going to change. After the off-season, we focused a lot on just upgrading everything, especially when it came to the second driver and also the car. And there is some things you need to pay attention to as we head in towards the end of Season 1 and in towards the beginning of Season 2. But like the video and subscribe as well, turn on notifications as well. And let's get started with the recap. If you've been watching the series and following it along, you'll know that there is a regulation change coming for Season 2, focusing more on the powertrain and the durability and also the aerodynamics. So it was most important that we saved all them upgrades. Here's the progress chart after Season 1. And here we see the driver market now. If you pay attention, we've got $2 million. And ultimately, I don't want to end up signing anyone. I want to re-sign. Ultimately, I want to re-sign Anton Hubert. As you can see, he's progressed decently. So originally he was a 68, now he's a 72. He's still behind drivers like Giovinazzi and everyone else, but he's a good driver. Even though he didn't score any points last season, I still value him. We managed to get 41 points in the Drivers' Championship, and as you can see right now, we haven't got enough money to upgrade anything. So here we go, we're going to start advancing. We've done a second driver, a PR filming, and also we've done some upgrades with the driver and also with the chassis as well. These won't affect the end of season progress, but we're just advancing right here. Team durability building, we got the resource, the weekly resources as well. And right now, I'm just trying to see what I can do as far as upgrade the departments are concerned. As you can see, we've got a power unit upgrade from Renault. And as we enter contract negotiations, we will not have enough money to sign back Anton Hubert, I think. As you can see there right now, I'm just going through the finances and the driver market. So I'm just trying to make a plan B in case we don't sign Anton Hubert. And I think Nick De Vries might be the latest option that we have, or plan B, if we can't sign Anton Hubert. I don't want to sign Matsushita. I don't know why. I think Nick De Vries is a much better driver than Matsushita. But if we can't sign Anton Hubert, then Nick De Vries is the driver that we're going to get. Now it's time to go into, in my opinion, the most important part of the off-season is the contract renewal. And as you can see, Anton Hubert has actually progressed a lot. He's been up by 5, and he's a 72, but he's 1 rating higher than Nick De Vries. So if we don't sign back Anton Hubert, then we're not going to really lose much with Anton. But as you can see, the contract has been declined. We don't have enough money. We do have the team acclaim by 9 plus 9, but it's the contract. If we did have over 5 million, we would have signed Anton Hubert, but we don't. So unfortunately, Anton Hubert is no longer going to be a part of the team. And in his place, we're going to sign Nick De Vries for only 2 million. And that difference is not really that bad. He's got better race pace, or he's got better awareness. He's got better race craft. He's got more experience, and he's also got, well, he hasn't got that much race pace, but don't worry, as soon as he gets in the car, I think he'll do. We're going to take the medium risk. We're not trying to lowball him or anything, but we did say that he was going to be the second plan B if we couldn't sign Anton Hubert. And as you can see around about now, Nick De Vries has signed for us a 136-day contract that will run until June, until the summer break, I feel, or the French Grand Prix. So out with Anton and in with Nick De Vries. And now it's time to talk to Will Buxton and recap the season.
Well, it's great to be back at your headquarters, and I've got to say, an awful lot's changed since we were last here. Let's dive in with some questions. You've been struggling to get points this season. What are the key areas of improvement you need to make to the team? Isn't it safe to say you focused heavily on driver development? You lost your second driver due to financial issues. How dire is the situation at your team? Do you see your relationship with your second driver being long-term, or will you be looking for someone else if you're successful? Would it be safe to say that in terms of team orders, your career comes first in your team? And thanks so much as ever for your time.
So after spending a lot of time editing the car, this is our new car for Season 2. We've decided to change the livery up and ultimately change some of the sponsors as well. We've got a blackish and bluish colour scheme going with it, and I ultimately like the Season 2 livery compared to the Season 1. I think it looks more professional, and I think our car is much better than it was in the previous years. But as you can see that the team acclaim, we go up to 12 for the driver acclaim, and also as well we also go to team acclaim 15 as well after Season 1 is over. So that's really nice. And we also, for our prize money and also our primary sponsor bonus, we get $19 million to upgrade the car for season number 2, which is going to be really sick. Obviously, we have to change the livery, the driver suits as well. This time I went for something different. I went for one of the unlocked liveries. Well, the unlocked driver suits. We pretty much went for the mainframe driver suit with the neon blue, the white, and also the black as well. And we've also decided to change the gloves. I've decided to go a little bit more designish, if you will, with the driver glove design, and instead of going for that trim type of design where it's the black and just there's no like design and no pattern on there, I've decided to go for something else, more stylish, I'd say. And right now I'm just trying to go through the options right now, and those two, the Prost and Senna ones, those two are uneditable, but I've decided to go for the mainframe glove design. The reason why, I wanted to retain a bit of the boldness of the last season's colours, or the last season's design, but also, as you can see with that line there, I think it's a decent design with the two lines. Ultimately, I tried to go for a bit of a white, blue and black type of glove design, but as you can see, it didn't look right at all. So in the end, I decided to go with a blackish, bluish design, and I'm just trying to change with the colours. This took me a long time to do, actually. I think this took me around about 10 minutes to do, but at the end, this was the final design that I did pick with. And as you can see with the neon design, I might actually change that, and I think I do change it after this video. But as you can see, there is the car design, and there's our driver suits. As far as the primary sponsors and also the engine is changed, not really much has changed, I think. We could have changed engine. We could have changed engine to a Mercedes engine, but I don't feel like that would have done anything. And as you can see, I think the performance update has been affected, because look at Ferrari. They're literally on the same pace as us. So the Ferrari engine is literally the worst engine on the grid, but we decided to stick with the Renault engine for Season 2, and I think we are going to stick with the Shark primary sponsor. 4.9 million will be the bonus. But now, as you can see, we have $22 million to spend on the car from February 25th all the way till race day for Season 2, and automatically right away the driver camp is what you want to go for. If you want a good number 2 driver, then literally you want to be doing that driving camp. I think it helps massively with the driver rating, and it gives a plus boost on your second driver. But as far as the resource points, we only had 5,000. We only had 2,000. 2,800 resource points. So we couldn't really mess around with the upgrades that we wanted to anyway. So instead, we decided to just focus our intentions on the major upgrades for the chassis. And as you can see there, we actually have the 4th best engine, believe it or not, just behind Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull. But it's the chassis and the aerodynamics that we're just lacking behind. So if we can just maintain that distance with the chassis, and also just maintain the distance with the engine and focus much on the aerodynamics and also the chassis, we could be in a good position this season. But automatically right away we start to go to work on the spec development for the aerodynamics and the powertrain. The one thing I did focus on was the build time and also the resource point generation. I think those two are pretty much the best spec upgrades you can go for in this mode, and also the quality control is a very important one. But with the money that I had, I just wanted to get 1 or 2 per what's the word I'm looking for, department. I just wanted to get 1 or 2 in towards the spec 2. So this one, as you can see, for the aerodynamics, I've decided to go for the build time and the resource point generation on the aerodynamics to a spec 2 upgrade. And as you can see, around about now, as we advance in towards the 1st of March, quality control, the driver camp is being affected, and then we get the aerodynamics, the massive spec upgrades. And as you can see, progress history we haven't changed, but as you can see, the pre-season update, it's time for the car reveal. I do like that livery, but I think I'm going to change some bits of it before the beginning of Season 2. I don't know what I'm going to change of it, but I think it's just the colours. I think that white might be neon blue. I'm not really sure though, but I do like this season's livery. But as we come back towards the headquarters, and as you can see, we're going to have one more task, which is the pre-season advertisement campaign before the Australian Grand Prix. And as you can see, not really much has changed, and unfortunately the upgrades that we have for the chassis and the aerodynamics won't go on until the Bahrain Grand Prix. I think it's been changed for the Chinese Grand Prix, I'm not really sure. But as you can see there, we still have enough for one more upgrade, and I think the engine cover is what I'm going to go for. And as you can see, it's the weight redistribution, and it's only 1,175. Well, actually, I think I'm going to go for the rear one because it's cost cheaper. So yeah, rear wing upper flap, that's going to affect the rear downforce of the car. And now, as you can see, for the spec upgrades, it's time to go to the first race and see what this car is really made of. Thanks for watching, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all for the first race of Season 2. Goodbye.